Welcome everybody. We'll get started. I'm Roger Bennett from Dynamic Supplies, and you want to?
Dudley Furey from AB Supply.
Yep. We'll just go around the room, and we've got Joe from Microsoft, and Kaz from MAXHUB, and who's that? Joey from MAXHUB, and Paul from MAXHUB. I know you're all on mute, and Jeffrey from nureva. And Gary from AV Supply Group. So what I'll do, we'll start with Joe. We'll get it underway, and over to you, Joe.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you for this exciting opportunity to be in front of you all today. So Joe Donnelly, I am the channel lead for Microsoft Teams rooms across Australia and New Zealand. So I am responsible for expanding the Teams rooms business, which is super exciting. I have a 14-year tenure at Microsoft. I'm a Kiwiana, if you haven't already picked up the accent. But I had recently moved to the Gold Coast 2.5 years ago and am loving the weather, just saying, because I assume there's some Kiwis on the line. There's Kiwis and Aussies on the line, right, guys? Yeah, cool. Okay, good. I'm probably unfamiliar with you all, bar a few, so I just trust that you know what Microsoft's reputation is as a global tech pioneer. I trust that you know that Microsoft Teams is the most widely adopted unified communications platform globally. I think we're sitting over 320 million users, which is pretty mind-blowing. But look, our success really is because we're partner-led. So it is a complete testament to their incredible partners, hence segue. We are so thrilled that MAXHUB is now part of the whānau. So they're part of our Teams Room certified portfolio, and we are super fizzing about this. Now there's beautiful alignment between MAXHUB vision and Microsoft. We're all about elevating the business communication and collaboration of our customers. So it just makes complete sense. Marriage made in heaven, as I would say. I'm not going to talk to you about the products. I assume that the teams are going to talk to you about that. But I do have one shout out. They are the most cost-effective Microsoft Teams Rooms on Windows solution available in market today. Why I'm calling this out? There is a unique opportunity to upsell a whole lot of room systems that we call BYOD, bring your own device rooms, that I'll talk to you about in a second, that MAXHUB are well poised to seize because of their price point. So those BYOD rooms are where you walk in a room with your laptop and you have to find a cable to plug into the front of room display and the camera. If you're lucky, you find a speaker and mic on the table. They are the BYOD rooms that we call, and they expose a whole bunch of risk, and the user experience is pretty poor. So MAXHUB resellers can help improve those user experiences for your customers, ideally with a MAXHUB MTR or Microsoft Teams Rooms on Windows solution, where you're walking into the room with nothing in your hand, you press one button to join the meeting, and it works, right? So no phoning your technical buddies because there's glitches or you can't find the cables, no downtime on your critical meetings because it just all works. No security risk that you shared something accidentally on your personal laptop, or there's an unexpected update, or resources are low and it's degrading the meeting. Lots and lots of reasons why we want to upsell those spaces. And now, because it is more affordable for our customers with the MAXHUB solutions, it should be a talking point to all those customers. And pretty much everyone has some sort of BYOD meeting rooms around in their organizations. Now, I thought I might share a few insights and some trends that we're seeing, just to sort of set the scene as to why we're fizzing about this part of the business. And I think you all hopefully are aware that there's been a massive shift in how we all work. And it's really down to two factors. Everyone wants flexibility. They all want to work wherever they want to work, in the cafe, at home, in the office, and they want to work when they want to work. And the other factor is really around this generative AI that's coming into play, and that's just going to totally revolutionize the way that we're working if it hasn't already. And I'll tease you with some more of that shortly. AI isn't new, right? We're all Google searching. I'm sure we're all shopping online like me. Maybe us females do a little bit more than males. We're all using a Tesla. No, probably not. But I am, and I'm loving it. But it's normally sort of behind the scenes, right? We're using it and we don't even realize it's slapping us in the face. Now, Microsoft wants to turn that on its head, and it wants to bring AI right next to the user in the apps that you're using. So at the end of last year, we launched Copilot for Microsoft 365. It's pretty complex if you want to get in the weeds and figuring out how it works, but in its simplistic view, what it means is it's taking all your information in your chats, your personal information in your meetings, emails, and calendar, and it's putting all that information in what we call Microsoft Graph. Then we've got all the content in Microsoft 365 apps. And then you've got all the content from the internet, which is Behemoth. All of that mushed together. We can use natural language commands, or what we're calling prompts, and ask it to do certain things. So I'm going to give you a couple of illustrations of what I use it for. So I am not the most articulate of people. So writing intelligent sounding LinkedIn posts or emails takes me a long time. So what I do now is I just mush up what I want to say. I copy and paste it into my little Copilot chat and tell it to rewrite. You can ask it to rewrite in a certain sentiment as well. Encouraging, motivating, or whatever you want, right? You can give it a vibe, and then it usually rewrites something that looks beautifully concise and crisp to the point. And now I'm just copying and pasting that around. So if you looked at my LinkedIn post, you'll see the big improvement, hopefully. The other thing that I used recently, and don't judge me, please, my children had a NAPLAN, which for Kiwis is just like a national exam. And both children, different ages, were asked to write a Gothic-themed short story of 500 words. And their short stories are pretty cool, but they weren't very Gothic-y. And I couldn't quite explain it very well. Like, guys, get it more goth, get it dark. They're like, well, I've already said dark and black. And I'm like, okay. So I copied and pasted their stories into Copilot, and I said, rewrite, maximum 500 words, Gothic-themed, here's the plot. Geez, did it reply with a really amazing story. I couldn't get my nose out of it. I'm like, oh my God, look at this. So I shared it with them. It wasn't an assignment, so we didn't copy it. It was just to inspire them to understand the different language to use to know how to give that goth sense. So when they hit the exam the next day, they could use the different sort of language. Now, I don't know. They haven't come back with any scores yet, but I'm hoping they're going to come back with an A. But I would encourage you to check it out. We will not allow any users to obviously access information in Microsoft if they're not allowed to. So it's going to look at your organization security policies. That's a given. So as long as they're set up properly, then you're all cool. But I will not go into it any further because I'm not an expert and it's a behemoth topic. But I would say have a look at it. It is going to revolutionize the way that we all work today. So do check it out and be the forefront of all of that new enhancements. What I would like to highlight, there was a few AI-driven features that Microsoft have integrated into the Teams Room software itself. So today when we walk into a physical room and that physical room joins a Teams call, there is no capability today of identifying the individual people that are in that room. So let's say 5 people enter the room, 2 people are remotely dialed in. The remote users will see one image of 5 people sprinkled around the room. At the bottom of it, it will say conference room ABC, whatever you call that room. You have to squint to see the people that are in the room. And then if someone says something in the meeting transcript, it will say conference room ABC said blah, blah, blah. So that's not super useful, especially when we're looking at the transcript post-meeting and trying to understand who said what. But going forward, we're going to change this. So individual people's faces and voices will be recognised in the room, and we'll be able to attribute the individual names to the words that they have spoken. Now, we'll use Active Directory to do a little setup to do that. But what it's going to mean is in the transcript, we're going to see that Quinn said blah, blah, blah. Jane said blah, blah, blah in the meeting, and that's going to be way more useful for us when we recap on that meeting. The other cool feature is IntelliFrame. Now that's soon to be available as well. Now this feature, once again, is all about how do we make it equitable for the people that are in the physical room. So in this case, we have got 5 people again turning up into the room. We've got 2 remote participants. Those remote participants currently today just see 1 image on the screen with all the 5 people. Going forward, they will still see the 1 image of the screen with all the 5 people, but they will also be able to see 5 different individual panes with the individual close-ups. And underneath those panes will be their names, so you'll be able to reference them. So this makes it easier for the remote participants to see who's speaking. They'll be able to understand what they're saying. They can lip read, see the lips are moving, and they'll also be able to react to their body language. So a way more upfront and personal experience, similar to what the remote users have today, and they love that experience. So bringing about a little bit more equity across those user experiences. Real quickly, I want to just educate you if you're unfamiliar with our array. We have 3 different types of Teams rooms available. We have modular devices called Teams rooms on Windows. This is where the MAXHUB's product range sits. We have a compute or a PC or a NUC that connects to the Office 365 tenant. And then we can also connect to a whole bunch of different peripherals, mics, audio, including Nureva's audio system. Now, these solutions are amazing because they can cater for any different use case and any different size. So we can have multiple cameras, multiple speakers, multiple mics, and we can really cater for all sorts of needs. That's the big perk for that one. In the middle, we have an all-in-one integrated device, which we call Teams Rooms on Android. This is where we've got 1 bar, which includes the speaker, the mics, and the camera, all typically mounted at the front of the room. Good for huddle and small spaces, but not so good beyond that. People in the far end of a larger room just can't be seen and can't be heard, so it's pretty limited in application. And then on the right-hand side, we've got boards. Now we've got Surface Hub that falls in that mix, a bunch of other vendors as well. Once again, all-in-one solution, camera, mic, speakers, but it also includes a touch screen device. So as we alluded to before, Teams Rooms on Windows is the epic answer to being able to solve for any single size of the room, and MAXHUB can solve for that. So to wrap up, I hope you got a sense that Teams Rooms really does bring down the barriers of people, places, and spaces. Hopefully you get the sense that we've really designed it to be inclusive and equitable. And I hope you get the sense that we've designed it so everyone can be seen and heard. That's really what we're all about. Also, you get the jibe that AI is being infused already into our solutioning, and every day new AI features land. So what we're doing today is not what we're going to be doing tomorrow for sure. It's a changing estate, but it's super exciting. But most of all, I hope you really understood and comprehended the opportunity that MAXHUB resellers have. Hybrid work is a real challenge. If I have a look at 1,400 accounts that we manage across Australia and New Zealand, there's about 10 accounts that I'd say don't bother having a hybrid work conversation with. They've already modernised 80% of their footprint. Leave it. The rest are up for grabs. Most of them are dabbled. There's a few rooms that they've already deployed, but they haven't expanded across their landscape. So don't be shy. Please seize the moment. It is topical. It's pretty simple. ask an organisation how you're enabling hybrid work, ask if the users are satisfied with the current hybrid meeting experience, and that's it. It's pretty simple stuff. I hope that was really useful. I hope you're as excited about MAXHUB solutions as I am. And if anyone has any questions, I am more than happy to field them now, but I do need to jump off this call. Unfortunately, I can't stay on for too long. But any questions, fire away. It's all very quiet.
So you can just type it into the QA box and we all see that. No.
No questions?
No.
Clear as mud?
That's
Awesome.
right. If we have anything, we can follow up with you, Joe, anyway. So on that, but thank you very much for that. That was very informative.
Amazing. Well, enjoy the rest of your session, everybody. I look forward to hearing back from the team. Take care. Any questions, like you say, forward it through to me, and I'll make sure we get them answered.
Great.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, and we'll hand over to Kaz.
Hello guys, how are you all? I'm assuming you're all seeing everything that's being shared now because I'm just going on blind faith. Joey, can you nod because I can see your face if you can see it?
Yep, yes I can.
Yeah, perfect. So for those of you who I haven't met before, my name is Cass. I look after all things pre-sales and training for MAXHUB for the ANZ region. So my primary role is to educate our team and our partners on how to do more with MAXHUB and how it all works. So I'm going to take you through what MAXHUB MTR is today, how it all come together, what room sorts it fits into, and then I get to hand over to our beautiful industry partner, Jeffrey from Nureva, to take you through how to enhance your audio experience from what the MAXHUB can do. So we'll jump into it pretty quickly. And Jo has done a wonderful introduction for us. So she's covered off the MAXHUB and Microsoft relationship, and that scared the crap out of me because it started faster than I thought it would. So take a quick listen to this on our announcement of our Microsoft partnership.
Excited to announce a new hardware partner will be joining the Teams Rooms ecosystem. In the coming months, MAXHUB will offer affordably priced Teams Rooms on Windows, Compute, and Console, which is ideal for upgrading your high-impact BYOD spaces. MAXHUB will also be bringing to market competitively priced full kits for Teams Rooms on Windows, perfect for equipping spaces that are not already equipped with centralized audio and video. We are committed to continuing to work with our certified device partners to offer broader choice for our customers.
And for those of you who don't know us already, MAXHUB is one of the industry leaders in the collaboration space. Traditionally, we have been in the display game. So your IFPs, your commercial displays, your LEDs. We've been an industry leader there for a lot of years, both our parent company and MAXHUB across the globe. So to give you a bit of insight on who MAXHUB is, we're 6,000 employees strong around the world. Our average age is 30 years old, and over 60% of our workforce is based in R&D and engineering. This means that we have the ability as a company to very, very quickly adapt and pivot to new technologies to improve our hardware and software offerings. And it's not a big deal for us to change things and improve things mid-product cycle, improving that software experience that you'll have. For the last 3 years, we've been #1 in the corporate IFP market, and that's around the globe. So you're looking at someone who has understood the collaboration space and really gone, what can we do better? The what could we do better was forming the partnership with Microsoft to really enhance what we're offering, to give that MTR solution to our customers, because that's what they're asking for. They're looking for those certified solutions to improve their organizations. As I mentioned, we have a massive track record of display, supply, and collaboration solutions. And the last thing we do, and we do it really well, is our technical support and ease of deployment. Our equipment is all very much plug and play. There is no sort of degree you need to be able to use anything. It is all really intuitive technology. So when we're looking at our MTR solution, we've got our XT series. It starts off with our X-Core kit. This is for any room size. This is your Windows Compute and your Teams Rooms console. For your focus and your small rooms, you've got two options on how to add your audio and imagery onto this. You've got our WS kit, and we are very creative with naming. This is your webcam and speakerphone kit. You've also then got the VB kit, which has the traditional style video bar in it. So if you're looking to have either one of these solutions, they work great in your small and focused rooms. We also have one of the widest range of displays available to pair up with these MTR kits. We are also the only vendor available that can do your MTR on Windows plus your display. So you have a single vendor solution throughout your entire meeting room. So why would you look to have the MAXHUB MTR as the XT series in your meeting rooms? The first one is it's got a really low energy usage. So we use the Cinebench Performance, which means that our processing is incredibly powerful while being very energy efficient. Our devices come pre-installed with Windows 11 IoT. You've got a 3-year industry-leading warranty on it. This is something that we have pushed very hard to maintain for this series of devices because we understand how important it is. Gives you the ability to have your hybrid meetings out of the box, help everyone be seen and be heard. And you can save time and money on management and support via our cloud portal Pivot, giving your IT managers the ability to easily access, manage, and deploy these from far away. When you're talking about ease of deployment, you've got really nice, robust hardware. We're not talking cheap plastic equipment. They are all metal chassis, so they are made to be seen. You don't need to mount them under the table. You've got a huge range of equipment that you can pair with it from MAXHUB and our partners to really enhance what you're offering in any of your spaces. We've got partnerships globally with your third-party room controls as well as your peripherals and software, meaning that you can tailor that solution specifically to what your customer's looking for. Super easy to manage. Everything is able to be managed by either the MTR Pro portal or via our Pivot platform, and they're very easy to use. It's that familiar MTR platform, intuitive app, as you expect, with your one-touch join, your proximity join, all the scheduling features that you're looking to have. Oh no, it doesn't want to change my slide. There we go. So when we're talking about collaboration spaces, you're looking for a modern workplace space where they're looking to enhance what they're doing. You've got your traditional conference rooms, your signature rooms, and your flexible spaces. So in your traditional conference rooms, you'll experience a stack of different equipment, and they will all be set up slightly differently. Your X-Core kit and with your VB or your WS, we're looking for room sizes that are around that 10 meters square for your focus size. So I think 4 to 5 seats. And your small rooms, you're looking for, 10 to 24 meters squared, or your 6 to 8 seats. This is where the MAXHUB X-Core kit and its peripherals really shines. In your traditional rooms, these are the key focus for upgrading your BYOD spaces. You're able to do this with a bit of different equipment. So in this room, you are looking at your commercial display, which is a 75-inch in this example. You're looking at your X-Core kit with your touch controller, as well as partnering it up with the WS, so the webcam and the speakerphone, or the SO7 soundbar. You will notice here, however, that we are mounting the soundbar below the display. This is our recommendation to give users the best eye-to-eye level experience when they're working with both on-site and remote users. The benefits you get to experience with this style solution is you've got your proximity screen on, your meeting join, you've got a 4K display with the 25% AG glass, so your etched glass, which means that it's anti-glare as well. You've got your one cable sharing via HDMI, so if you are needing people to share their content from their laptop, they've got that. And then you've got all of the important things you're looking for within the MTR software, such as your auto framing, speaker tracking. Our soundbar and our speakerphone also offer your AI noise suppression. So any squeaking chairs and banging doors are all automatically cancelled out, so you're not impacting your meeting. When you're talking your flexible or your collaboration spaces, these are those rooms where you've normally got a really big whiteboard on the wall and they're wanting to upgrade that. So this is where we'd be looking to pop in either a commercial display and an IFP or just the IFP. It all depends on how large your customer's budget is and how far they're willing to go. Again, you experience a lot of the same benefits as before by having the X-Core kit and the touch controller on your table. You then pair it up for what's best for that space, whether you want the webcam and the speakerphone, because maybe you've got a different room configuration and you're needing that audio to be centralized on the table opposed to from the front of the room. All of your benefits you're experiencing are much the same as before. You've got that proximity join, you've got your 4K displays, you've got auto framing and speaker tracking, and you also have your AI noise suppression. So you're getting that really good experience for your end users, regardless of the space you're looking at. Signature rooms are something that excites me a lot, and I know it excites a lot of our team as well. These are utilizing our 105-inch widescreen display. So these are in a 21:9 ratio, and they're taking from Microsoft's native front row. So this is the way that we're expecting the hybrid workplace to go in the future. You'll have that U-shaped table, so everyone's able to be seen and heard quite easily over the meeting. And I'll jump into what native front row is. But in this example, you'd be having the 105-inch display with your X-Core kit again. You've also got the ability to have a second IFP in that space if you are wanting to enhance your digital whiteboarding experience. The other thing you are able to do is you're able to get one of our screen sharing kits plugged into this system. So if you're wanting to have wireless screen sharing capability as part of your MTR experience, this is something you can also look to do. It is an optional extra. It's not a need to have, but it can be a very handy to have depending on the organization you're working with. So native front row is this layout we're looking at here. It really has been tailored for 21:9 experience. It means that your remote users are across the front here and you're able to look at them on eye level. You've got your raised hands and your chat, as well as your content being shared in the middle. So it's such a great way to collaborate with your team while still looking at them, opposed to the traditional way of doing this, where you share the PowerPoint and you automatically lose everybody in the meeting until you finish sharing. When you're talking about lecture halls and auditoriums, this is where our partnership with Nureva really starts to set into its own. This is where they excel. They're able to do large format audio and do it incredibly well. You'd still be looking at our X-Core kit. You'd be partnering it up with one of our Raptor all-in-one LED solutions, as well as our smart podium for navigating and controlling what's on that screen at any point in time. But this is a great way to enhance any of your auditoriums, your lecture halls, your very large meeting spaces, places of worship and things like that, where they're wanting to be able to stream their content out to their wider community who may not be able to make it in on site. When you're looking at your kits and bundles, this is a really great graphic representation on what you can do and how you can do it. By having the 12th gen i3 processor in our compute, it's actually one of the highest spec processors available at the moment. So while it is i3, that's fine. It actually packs a punch. It does, however, limit you down to a single display solution.
All right, so basically what we're showing here is different examples of the MTR deployment methods that we can use with our bundles. So first on the left there, and apologies if I'm covering some ground that Cass has already covered, but basically we have our X-Core kit, and the basis of the X-Core kit provides the compute and also the touch panel. So the compute is what connects to the Teams Room platform, and the touch panel is where the end user will control the platform from the table. So basic controls like volume control, muting during a call or a meeting, and then also joining a meeting when you enter the room. So that touch panel is all about that one touch join experience. Next along the line there, we have our VB kit. So VB for an acronym for video bar. And basically we have the first two components there that again are the X-Core kit, but the video bar provides that audio and visual device for the room. So you might remember from Jo's presentation, she talked about an all-in-one device at the front of the room, and that's basically that device that provides that audio-visual experience for those users in the room. Quite a powerful device for your small and huddle rooms. Basically, we have a 4K camera built in with a 120-degree field of view. So that field of view, similar to what you're experiencing here from me at this end. So if you've got people in the room that are sitting quite close to the screen in those huddle rooms, you'll capture those people in the room. And we have a 5x digital zoom with that as well. So basically, if you've got people sitting a bit further away from the screen or from the video bar, you're going to be able to capture those users in the room as well. From an audio perspective, basically we have an 6 mic array and 11 watt speaker. So the mic array is actually quite powerful. It'll actually pick up users up to, it's rated for up to 8 meters in terms of range. So if you've got a small medium room, it's going to be quite capable in terms of picking that audio pickup for the users in the room. And also the mic has auto framing capability and speaker tracking. So what it'll do is if you've got a group of people in the room and you've got active speakers, the framing of the people in the room will be based around where that active audio is coming from. So it'll trace the users within the room. Now the actual device, that video bar, there's a couple of ways you can connect. So from a power perspective, so it does have a power pack if you wanted to use that as a separately powered device, or you can connect via the customer network for power over Ethernet support. So quite flexible in the deployment there. And then to the right side of that slide, basically we have a fairly similar deployment method, but we just break out the video and audio components of the device in the room. So basically what we're doing there is instead of having the video bar, we have a USB connected camera, which is a smaller footprint in terms of the real estate it takes up on the wall. And then from an audio perspective, you'll see in the middle of the table there, we have a separate, basically a small device, which is the speaker and microphone. Now, the benefit of this deployment method is that the microphone has a 6 meter radius. So in terms of audio pickup, it actually provides a very rounded off audio pickup range, which is really powerful, and also stereo sound. So the actual speaker quality goes up a level with that device. So it's a really powerful option there. Also being flexible in the way it can be deployed. So it can be cabled, connected via a USB cable to the touch panel or the compute, but it can also be connected via a Bluetooth USB device. So basically that device can be completely portable and basically chargeable for reuse and deployment wherever you want it in the room. Cassie, you okay to change the slide there?
I am. Thank you for jumping in. I don't
No
know
worries.
where that
Hope
came
you're
from.
right.
It's how it works, right? You jump on a call like this and then the tickle comes in. So further to that, we can do a bit of a deep dive into the specs on these things. So starting from left to right, this is our touch console. You do have a 10.1 full HD touch console. It's one cable technology back to your compute, and this is your Type-C cable. It's included in the box as a 5 meter. There are options to extend if you are needing a longer cable run. You've got direct HDMI ingest for your BYOD presentations. And again, that built-in USB port like Paul was just talking about to enhance your audio or connect your audio profiles from there. It's got wake on human detection, which is just your little PIR sensor down here. For the compute, you've got our purpose-built Windows compute. It is done specifically to simplify deployment. It'll come preloaded with your Teams Room software and your Windows 11 IoT backing. Again, it's got that 12th gen Intel Core processor. So you've got that security and longevity out of it because you're already in that 12th gen processor opposed to some of the previous generation processors that are out there. It comes with a versatile mounting bracket, holds all your cables, etc., but it also gives you the option to mount it both vertically on the wall beside your display or underneath a table, depending on how your room configuration's set out. You've got seamless integration with all of the other MAXHUB and other MTR ecosystem equipment, meaning you can expand your meeting room equipment as needed for the room that you're going into. Paul covered off a lot of this really, really well. So I'll just highlight a couple of extra features that maybe weren't highlighted already. So on the SO7 soundbar, it's a 4K camera and it creates a really beautiful image. You've got your 5x digital zoom and your electronic pan tilt zoom. You've also got manual adjustment within the camera itself when you're doing its initial install to give it that best focal point for your room. You've got intelligent framing, you've got human detection and destination of arrival voice tracking, your 6 beamforming mics with your 11-watt speaker. You do also have a multicolored LED light bar across the front of the display, just under the camera here. And this will show you where your audio is coming from. It'll also show you whether your camera is turned on, whether you are muted or unmuted. And during the boot up phase, it looks like the front end of kit. So you'll see your little strobes go backwards and forwards and you know you're coming to life. Your BM35 is a freaking powerhouse of a little speakerphone. It is about the size of a calculator and it will pick up from that 6 to 8 meters around it, 360-degree omnidirectional microphone. 8-watt tweeter and woofer combo, so it does actually produce a really nice sound quality. You've got your AI noise suppression technology built into the speakerphone, and if you're finding that you've got conflict between the Teams ones and the Teams AI suppression, as well as the BM35, just pop into Teams and turn their AI cancellation off and see if that clears your issue up. It also has a multicolored LED ring light around it, again, showing where the voice is coming from, red if you're muted, green if you're good to go. The W31 and the SO7 share the same camera module. So you're going to get all of the same experience out of the camera itself. You are looking at intelligent framing technology built in, and you do have your dedicated indicator light on the side here so that you know whether the camera is turned on or off. That's just a little white LED indicator light. When we start to look at displays here, the 21:9 is our flagship product. This is where we see a lot of meeting rooms navigating towards, purely for the experience that both their on-site and remote users are going to experience. You got a 5K display. It does have an anti-glare coating, meaning that your fluoro overhead lights aren't going to cause horrible reflection on it. You've got control of this via IP or RS-232 protocols, built-in speakers as to be expected. When you're using it as a display by itself, it does have native screen sharing built into it, and you've got the ability to manage it through our MAXHUB Pivot DMS. You've got your wake on sync sensors and your motion detectors to sync in with the MTR solution nicely as well. Our commercial displays in your standard 16:9 ratio are very, very similar. They offer a lot of the same features and benefits as the 105. You've got your 4K display, you've got that haze on it so that you aren't getting interference by reflection. You've also got a full function Type-C port on these, which allow for screen sharing, Wi-Fi sharing, as well as a 65-watt power pass-through. These come in a range from 43 through to 98, and they all have the ability to be mounted in both landscape and portrait mode using the existing bracketry that comes with it. So this could be an option for those who are wanting to have a particular aesthetic solution where maybe a landscape offering doesn't quite work, but a horizontal one will. Oh, sorry, a portrait one will. Our Raptor series of LED is really, really exciting. These are such a great thing to have in your back pocket. A lot of customers are being challenged with access issues for large displays. So they're downgrading the size of the display they're wanting for their large meeting rooms purely because they can't get it into the building, or they're going to have to crane it in and take windows out. Because the Raptor series comes modular, you're able to just bring the cartons up in the lift without having any of the issues that you would experience from trying to get a 98 or an 86 inch in some of these lifts in the city. It's an all-in-one solution, Android on board. You've got the ability to run it as its own device or connect your MTR into it and leverage the speakers, etc., that are inbuilt. It comes from a 120 through to a 220 inch and multiple pixel pictures, so you can find the best solution for the distance you'll be viewing from. And then we finally got our MAXHUB Classic IFP. I must have had a bit of a moment there with a typo, but that's okay. We'll call it a classical. This is our all-in-one corporate device. This is an option if you are looking for a touch solution for your MTR. You would, however, be accessing your MTR via the HDMI inputs, so you wouldn't have the ability to access your MTR and the MAXHUB native OS at the same time. When you're using it by itself, you've got your wireless screen sharing, you've got a 48 megapixel camera built in, 8 meters of voice pickup, your 2.1 channel speakers. The whiteboarding software's got OCR support in it and all of the nice things to have. So it's a really good solution for those who are transitioning into MTR but still want to host local meetings with local staff only. It gives them that best of both worlds. Lastly, while I'm talking about equipment, is our smart lectern. This thing rocks my socks and it gets a lot of attention anywhere it goes. You're able to partner this up with any display, regardless of MAXHUB or not. When it's with MAXHUB, you can wirelessly share this over. If you're connecting to a third-party display, you'd be utilizing HDMI. It's got your standard audio out, so you're able to plug this into a PA system. It also has Windows on board, so you're able to share and start your PowerPoints from here, meaning that it can control the display. Gives you the ability to annotate with a 21.5 inch touch display. It is a really, really nice piece of kit that can really elevate your meeting room experiences. When we're talking about the signature room bundles, this is a really great solution that we've partnered up with Nureva for. And I'll get Jeffrey out in 2 slides time to give you guys an overview of who Nureva is, what it is, and why it's freaking incredible. This is how we would picture you guys elevating the MAXHUB solution and putting it in a room larger than our audio can handle. So in this solution, you've got your 105 inch display with our X-Core kit and our W31 soundbar. You then have it connected with the Nureva HDL 310 system. This is where the audio comes from, and this is the grunt that you need to fulfill those large meeting spaces. You've got your cable out down here, so you're able to track and measure how everything's connected, but it is a super simple system for your integrators to install, and it's even easier for your users to use once it's all set up. Similarly, if you're looking for your standard meeting room, you'd just be swapping out that display for a standard commercial display while utilizing the same equipment. So it is such a versatile system that you're able to access simply by swapping just which display you've got in which room. Now, Jeffrey, I know you are waiting in the wings there. Did you want to come out and introduce Nureva to all of our partners?
Yeah, thank you very much, Cass. It was very informative. Awesome. So good day, everyone. My name is Jeffrey, and I'm with Nureva. Cass kind of hyped up Nureva there for you guys, so I really appreciate that, and that made it much more exciting. So with Nureva here, I'm based in Canada. That's why it might be a little bit dark outside, but happy to be able to speak to everyone on the call today. To give a little bit of context about Nureva, some people may have heard about Nureva, some people have not. But we are a company that was founded by Nancy Knowlton and David Martin, who are the founders of Smart Technologies. They have since then left Smart, but they founded and started nureva from their own experiences dealing with poor audio in remote and online meetings. Through nureva, the team has developed a new type of microphone technology called microphone mist. And that's the technology that we use in all of our products today, which essentially it blankets an entire space with virtual microphones so that anywhere in the space you can be heard. nureva, we do have about 150 employees, and like MAXHUB, about 60% of our team is also focused on that R&D, engineering, software development product side. And so we also can do a lot of pivoting and kind of responding to the market at that point. And lastly, we do have a good amount of notable customers that are currently using nureva systems as well. And just on that slide there, names some of the customers such as HubSpot, P&G, and notable universities across the world as well. So going into what nureva has to offer, we have our audio platform, which encompasses 3 components. We have our technology, which is microphone mist, our hardware itself, which is the audio conferencing systems, and then our software component as well, which ties everything together. And I'm going to do a little bit of a deeper dive into all 3, starting with microphone mist technology. So microphone mist technology, it is our patented microphone technology that generates a field of virtual microphones that covers an entire space. Virtual microphones can be defined as an individualized pickup point that is in the space that focuses on the strongest signal in the room. And with microphone mist technology as well, we have some great features that end users really like in their spaces. The first one that on the top left is continuous auto calibration. And what that does is that our systems will automatically calibrate itself to the acoustic profile of the room. And as mentioned earlier with Joe, with Cass as well, with today's kind of flexible and hybrid environments, you might not know how many people are in the space. The room environment can change, number of chairs, the table setup changes as well, and that affects the audio quality. And what continuous auto calibration does is that it helps to find the perfect condition for the space. Simultaneous processing allows us to kind of get rid of the DSP. So with our audio system, we don't need a DSP for our system to work effectively in those large and extra large spaces, but you are able to pair it with the DSP if needed as well. The bottom left talks about intelligent sound targeting, and that uses our AI to remove any persistent background noise. So this can be air conditioning in a space, it can be ventilation, it can be heating, it can be fans. We can recognize those unwanted noises and then remove it from the audio stream. And lastly, with microphone mist, you have position-based gain control. With position-based gain control, essentially all the microphones can be auto-adjusted to affect the gain. So rather than automatically affecting the gain on a beam, we look at each individual virtual microphone and adjust the gain based on the technology in microphone mist. Moving on to the next slide, which talks about our solution family. This gives a kind of good picture of where our product family sits from those small spaces all the way up to the extra large. Today, I am going to be mainly speaking about our nureva Pro series, which is targeted towards those large and extra large spaces. With our Pro series, we have 2 models, which is the HDL 310 and our HDL 410. The HDL Pro series provides Pro AV performance in those large and extra large spaces. So the HDL 310 can cover a space of about 9 meters by 9 meters or 81 square meters. And then the HDL 410, a 2-bar system, can cover a space of about 11 meters by 17 meters. So about 180 square meters or so. So pretty large spaces for the microphone and speaker coverage. Both units are wall mounted. They're plug and play USB devices as well, and they don't require a DSP or design software. what you might see on there is a little box. So we do have that little box, and it's called our Connect module. This is essentially kind of the brains of the system, and from the microphone speaker bar itself, it is a PoE cable to the Connect module, and then from that Connect module, it's a USB to a MAXHUB X-Core kit, to a laptop, or to essentially a Microsoft Teams room. Both our systems are also Microsoft Teams certified devices, and together with MAXHUB, they're a simple way to outfit the large and extra large rooms for audio and video conferencing. And then the last component of the audio platform is our nureva console. So it is a software component, and it's also cloud-based as well. And what I wanted to kind of showcase and quickly talk about here is what is the images on the screen. You can see certain devices, dashboards, and adjust different settings, update firmware, all remotely. And if you need to use it with other systems as well, if you have your own preferred platform or device management system, we have developer APIs that are cloud-based that you can utilize to access the different settings as well. And just for the last session, I do want to do a quick demo of the audio in the space here. So what I'm going to do is gonna zoom out to showcase the room here. And thank you very much, Cass, for spotlighting. And so I want to describe kind of the features of this room. This room is about 8.5 meters long. It's about 5.5 meters wide. To my right, there's a glass wall. Same with behind me. We have a large table that can seat about 12 people, displays, and I'm speaking to you on a display as well. In the ceiling, we do have a heating and ventilation system as well to keep this room at a comfortable temperature. And the system that you're looking at on this wall here is our HDL 310 microphone and speaker bar. It's the only source of audio input and audio output for the space, and it covers the space of about 9 meters by 9 meters. So for large spaces. And what I want to do is just go around certain places and then speak, essentially, as this is the only source of audio, so that you can kind of hear how I sound in all parts of the room, to kind of showcase the consistent audio quality that you get when you use nureva audio systems, plus with the MAXHUB X-Core kit to enable effective audio and video for large rooms. And the last kind of demo I want to do is kind of the directionality. Our system works with the virtual microphones, and so you don't need to face the device to get great audio with clear and consistent pickup. So I'm facing the display here. The system is to my left. You can hear me clearly. I can speak to the glass wall, and the system is behind me. You can still hear me. I can talk to the back of the room. System's to my right. You can hear me. And then I can talk to the device as well, and you can still hear me. With nureva audio, you get clear and consistent pickup all throughout your space. And when paired and partnered with the MAXHUB X-Core kit, you're able to complete a full plug-and-play USB solution for large and extra large spaces at a very cost-effective and also just effective in general manner. So that was pretty much it for my end. So thank you.
Thanks, Jeffrey, for coming out to help us out with this one. Guys, we have made it to the end of our content for today. So I strongly encourage you, if you've got any questions, if you want to understand deeper on how anything works, pop them in the Q&A box. It has been open the entire time. We've had a couple of thank yous come through. But again, any questions you've got, this is a great time to ask them while you've got all the knowledgeable people on the one call, and we can address those for you pretty quickly. Alternatively, if you do have questions after the session, reach out to your MAXHUB channel manager, reach out to the guys listed as presenters on this call. Pick the ones who are going to be able to answer your questions best. Jeffrey may not be the easiest person for you guys to all reach out to, but reach out to Gary from AVSG. He is somewhere on the call, but I can't see him on my screen. He'll be able to field your calls back over to there if you are particularly interested in nureva and what's going on there. The MAXHUB team is always happy to help. We can also field some questions, though not particularly well. We're still learning nureva as well, but we'll happily put you in touch with the people that know way more than we do, because that's just how we've got to do it. we're really excited about the partnerships that we've put together over the last little while. The partnership with Microsoft has really launched us into a new space, and we're super excited to play here. So we're doing what we can by partnering with the people and the companies who do something really well. So as always, guys, if you've got questions, pop them through. We're happy to help. And if we've got no last questions coming in, we will call that a wrap, and the recording will be ready in however long it takes Teams to process that for you. And you'll be able to download that from the chat and refer back to it later if you need to. Roger, did you want to come out and say any final words before we wrap this all up?
No, so we will be coming back with bundle offers on the complete kits. So that will be coming through as an email. We will get that through you hopefully before next week, but we'll get that through as soon as we can.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for your time today. Thank you for bearing with us. We've got two. This is in NZ. So you've got Roger from DS sitting in front of you. He is also with Dudley from AV Supply Group. These guys will be your point of contact if you don't already have a distributor in New Zealand. Definitely reach out. They've helped us put this call together today. So definitely have a chat with those guys if you've got any questions.
I have a question there for nureva as well there, Jeffrey, while we've still got you on the line.
So for you, Jeffrey, if a customer gets a HDL 310 but wants to expand in the future, can they add a second one instead of buying the HDL 410 up front?
Yes. So it uses the same microphone speaker bar, and there is a upgrade kit for the HDL 310 to convert it to a HDL 410.
Perfect. That's what we love to hear. We love a grow with me solution. Works so much better for our customers.
I'll just,
All right, guys.
while we're on the
Hold
meeting still,
on.
I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey. That's not a trick with lighting over there. So Jeffrey is in Calgary. It's 8 o'clock on Tuesday evening. Still in the office. So thank you very much, Jeffrey. That's great effort.
Thank you. Happy to support, and I'll only do this for MAXHUB.
See, this
Oh,
is why we partner with the right people.
And everyone else on the call, actually.
Awesome. Well, guys, look, we've shared a lot of information with you today. We appreciate you all being here. And as always, reach out. Let us know if there's anything you need help with. If you've got some opportunities you're thinking about, sing out. Happy to help and get you guys as informed and across everything as possible. All right, Roger, I will leave you to end this meeting because you are the man in charge. And everybody have an awesome day.
Yep, thanks everyone. And as I said, we'll come back to everyone, or you'll actually get the recording. It'll be emailed shortly to you. And any questions, please come back to us. Keith Bullen, and we can fulfill your questions. So thanks very much, and we'll see you again soon.